Hold on, we got 1,025 yesterday.
It's terrifying.
That sounds like a conversion rate, doesn't it? The New Zealand to the Australian dollar, 300 to 1,000. Yeah.
Fucking hell! But we missed. There was one that we had. What was it? We had. Was it 600? And then the next day it was like 800. So we totally missed 700.
Wow. That's jumping. It's scary. But yeah, so we're all locked down. And I think next week the rest of New Zealand might drop alert levels. So we have an alert level system here, like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Right now we're at level 4, which is like stay at home, everyone works from home, only supermarkets open and dairy, so you can go, for food, but that's it. But I think the rest of the country will drop down a level, but we'll probably stay in Auckland at level 4 till we get it under control.
Yeah.
Well, someone just said that in the UK they have 38,000 cases a day.
Jesus Christ.
It's just crazy, isn't it? Oh my God.
But wasn't the UK Queens just travelling? Aren't they all doing their big travel tour?
Yeah, I think so. Because I was watching and it was like everyone was just normal. The clubs were normal.
Yeah.
They had high vaccination rate though, 92%.
Right.
The vaccination rate is quite high. Are they rolling out pretty quickly in New Zealand or?
Yeah. So and especially now, it's really they're sort of trying to speed it up. So I think last week my partner was allowed to book in. It's on age brackets. I think in the next week I'm allowed to go and get my vaccine.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Fucking dog. So the old ones get ours first. I'm fully vaccinated.
Yeah, I'm just going to be waiting such a long time to get my vaccine.
Oh, the teenagers are last.
It ages till the 12 to 15-year-olds can get it.
I just put my quarter-way on and just walked up the queue, like, move.
I want to do bingo, move.
Yeah. $600 on the dollar isn't shit.
Well, that was we've got different. We had JobKeeper the first time, and then now it's changed to something different. So I actually had to apply for like a micro business grant thing. So for 7 weeks I had nothing, and it got to the sort of the 7th week, and I pride myself on being as a larger lady, we are jolly, and I take that to heart. And it got to one stage where I was like, fucking hell. Oh my God. My partner was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. And thank God it came through. But it was like, fucking hell. Shit. And the whole time I kept thinking, we don't have kids. Thank God we don't have kids. Imagine having, 2, 3 kids trying to homeschool, worrying about sort of like everything. It'd just be terrifying.
There's so many things with the lockdown or just how it's staying at home. Like, we eat out a lot. Do you know what I mean? You forget that how much money you spend on groceries. But there are people who won't know how to cook for themselves. One of our good friends, Matt, who lives not around the corner, is just eating sausages and bread. There's so many things that come with that, and we're very privileged. Have a flat full of people where we get to socialize and we get to drink and do drag together, and Tane can do our hair. What's there of it, and so we've got a social space, but there are people that are living alone, that have huge families to feed, that will be in much tougher positions than us. So we're very lucky.
But there's also an importance too. Because we go out quite a lot and eat, my partner and I, and catch up with friends, and there was that meeting people outside your house and having. When it's gone, it is really quite full on, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think it's a subtle effect, but here anyway, there's sort of this, this 2.5 meter distance thing that you keep. So even when you do go for your walk and you cross paths, there's this sort of gap you make around people. You sort of do this weird space around it, and it doesn't hit you as a thing, but I think over time it does. That weird sort of everyone's a risk. Everything's dangerous,
But I found that New Zealand were quite polite. In Australia, you walk through supermarkets and there's bitches trying to walk up your ass.
I'm like,
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah,
No.
it's quite good here. People do if you're coming up to 100. Excuse me, 2.5 meters, thank you. 2.5 meters.
Jesus. So can you like? So you and Xena Warrior Princess are just like mates. Like, because that gold dress, the Bogan prom, didn't she give you that gold dress?
Yeah.
Which
So,
I wanted more people to know about. I was like Xena Warrior Princess gave her the gold dress. Can we repeat that, please? Like,
campaign. Yeah, she's we went together in we did a musical together in Chicago years ago, which was like an Auckland big production that they did here. And I wasn't that close to her then, but then she booked me for Pleasure Dome, which was this big show that she produced, and that was when we really got very, very close. And she cast me as this lead drag queen role. That was where this dress came from as well. So she gave me so much. That gold dress was hers in the show, do you know what I mean? So she just sort of thought at the end of that show, all the costumes, she said, you know what, you're going to do more with these than I ever will. And she just gave me these buckets and buckets and buckets, loads of costumes and hair and, makeup and all this leftover stuff. That's, became my drag for the good part of a couple of years afterwards. And then, just last week I was in My Life as Murder with her again. And so was Trinity. Trinity was in the background there, as my mother does, sitting at the bar.
sitting at the bar.
Sitting at the bar, judging accordingly. Yeah. But yeah, she's become a friend over the years. So it's cool. It's when I was little, I used to watch her and be like, oh my god, like Xena.
Well, she was like, it was that my age bracket. It was a lesbian that wasn't a lesbian, that was on the show. That was like, as a gay boy, like she was so fabulous.
Yeah,
like that costume and fighting. It was like, it was one of the first sort of female leads where she was the one that kicked ass, and the boys were sort of supplementary, which was heaven.
Yeah, it's amazing. And she, I will never forget, like when I first met Chicago way back then. She gave me, she's given me lots of amazing stuff over the years, and she's so generous. But she gave me one of her costumes from Xena, so I have this.
Yeah.
And it's one outfit. Every time this one sees it, she goes, "Oh, you should have worn that on Drag Race. You should have worn that on, Oh, that's why you didn't wear that on Drag Race. You fucked up there." And it's like snake skin body armor, like with real shit. It's very fabulous.
It's beautiful.
But it's an original Xena Warrior Princess costume from the show, and I'm like, it needs to be framed. It's gorgeous.
Oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda, Trinity. We all should have done
that. Yeah.
Oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda done a lot of things on that show.
Oh my god!
She took an ear hammering when she came off. Trust me.
Oh Jesus Christ! Fuck, it was hard, wasn't it?
It was hard work, and we've been watching All Stars recently together. We've been watching our reruns of Drag Race in lockdown, and things happen on the show, and I do sympathise with them now. Like where before you go, oh, hard enough, oh, get on with it, Karen. You're like, oh, totally get it. You've just been told to shut up for half an hour, and now you've been put in this situation.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I keep saying to my partner, I was like, yeah. Oh, there he is, finally.
Hi guys,
Hi, you look fab.
How are we?
We're good. We're just talking. Where have you been?
Oh, bitch! I just did this corporate with Penny, and it started at like 5 o'clock, and like the gig before that was an hour, and then we started this one, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we're here for an hour and a half." Blah 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 blah. I was like, "What the fuck?" Message Maxi straight away. She's like, "Okay, let the girls know." I'm like, "Oh my god, like fucking hell, I'm so late." Vibes has brought me a wine, so I'm good to fucking go. Love you.
We've already.
Christ, though.
We were just talking about that we can't watch Drag Race ever again without being affected.
I didn't finish. Which number was Candy Muse's one?
13?
I couldn't finish that. That was the one that like we were going into, and I couldn't watch it because it was just way too triggering.
Yeah.
And like when I first started watching,
All Stars okay to watch, because I feel like All Stars is something that we haven't experienced yet. So I'm like, oh, the game is different there. I could get into learning this one. But watching just the regular season of Drag Race, I'm like, I know tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it, and I just feel for the girls. Like I watch it with like my housemates and everything. And I was like, no, like this would have happened, and this would have happened. That's a microphone check. Like, oh my god, I'm just picking at everything.
Look at them. They've all got jumpers on. It must be freezing.
Wasn't that good though? I loved it.
But I can't watch any reality TV now. Like when we were watching The Bachelor, and I was like, yeah, they were told to say that. Nah. Or even Survivor. Oh, yeah, they found that hidden immunity idol. Someone's told them to look there. Come on, we're affected.
Yeah.
I had a suspicion on that like straight away on Survivor.
Oh.
Because if you're stuck on like an island, you'd be looking for it everywhere. And like if something's like dug in the ground, you can tell.
Well, this is in the outback, and I'm sure, like, George needs an idol to survive. Then all of a sudden, George goes and looks under a rock that, like, no one's going to look under that rock. Like, no one's looking under the rock, love. And all of a sudden, there he is looking under the rock. I'm like, what the fuck?
Would you girls do like Celebrity Treasure Island?
What's that?
What's Treasure Island?
Also, here we have a show called, like, it's basically Survivor, but here we have Celebrity Treasure Island. So they basically, they chuck a bunch of celebrities on an island and make them do Survivor, basically.
I totally would, simply for the weight loss and like the glow up. Like you get so tan and you get like a really nice like summer glow.
I don't think I could lift myself up over one of those things, those challenges.
The walls.
I'd be like, oh, the fat girl's down. She's voted off first. She's too fat to get over the mountain.
Yeah, can relate. I would not be able to. But I'd give it a red hot go, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd love to do? Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh, yeah, yes. That'd be fun.
That'd be so fun.
Big Brother. I've been saying that for years. I'm like, New Zealand needs a Big Brother. We don't have Big Brother here.
Yeah. Oh, don't you?
What? No, we've never had it, I don't think.
No,
I don't think we've ever had it. I just think it's one show that would do so well here is New Zealand Big Brother.
But
100%.
House of Drag was a bit like Big Brother, wasn't it?
House of Drag was a bit like lots.
The pitch itself should have been Big Brother. That was the idea, but there was not enough money to cater that tech team to do it.
Yeah.
So it was like a watered down version.
Which was crap anyway.
House of Drag was a piss up.
Oh, it was a great way to pull in 5 days of my career. Yeah.
When I was auditioning for Drag Race, because like I don't really read, and like it said like something about like it being like an American production or something in the email, but the whole time I was auditioning for Drag Race, I thought I was auditioning for House of Drag. Yeah. I saw that it was like just being filmed in New Zealand. I was like, oh my god, this must be that one that I've been like hearing so much about. Nope. It was Drag Race.
But that would have made sense. That would have made sense because it would have been a nice natural progression for House of Drag, season 1, season 2, and then season 3 to
Australasia.
Be like Australasia. It would have been a good thing, but RuPaul obviously said, I see a franchise and I'm going to squash it.
Well, because when I came in, all the Aussie girls were like, oh my God, I watched House of Drag. It was amazing when I was in lockdown. And I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. And they were like, have you watched it? I was like, I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. And then Nita and Kidda were like, you didn't even watch it? Like, what have you been doing? I was like, I've been watching everything else. I didn't know that I could watch it.
Well, yeah, neither could, like, me too. But like, I knew it was a thing, but I hadn't seen an episode or anything. Well, I literally thought it was the Big Brother of Drag.
To me because you hadn't watched it.
Probably.
God.
But everyone was like, she's from House of Drag. She's from House of Drag. I was like, oh, okay. Hi, girl.
All I knew of it was like Bionica trying to like smoke a cigarette in the fucking duck mask thing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That was the best. That was the best part of the day.
Good lord.
Uh,
You had to
so
bring it up.
Trinity,
Yes.
how did you give birth to Elektra? I'm sure it's cesarean,
Oh God.
or was it surrogate?
No, well, many years ago, I was doing an underwear party for New Zealand AIDS Foundation, and I was hosting alongside another Māori queen, and I went down there, and Electra was dancing with Chris O, as boys, but in heels, and I watched Electra dance, and she was quite stunning. I was like, you're right, yeah. And then we were backstage, and we were talking, and we've got two different versions to the story. Um, And I'm old and senile, so like, whatever.
I understand.
And then I was talking to her about, she was like, she wanted to like bask in drag, and I kind of rolled my eyes like, ugh, everyone wants to do drag these days. And then she slipped me her business card, and she had a whole team of dancers under her. And that's kind of right, it kind of naturally just ran its course. And then I put her in drag for family's 6th or 5th birthday, I can't remember. And she debuted with us.
If you could keep my
Because it was choreographed. And by choreographed, I mean old school drag queen choreographed, like picking apples, very simple. And she was a dancer. I was like, oh, she'll pick this up like that. One rehearsal, yeah, she had it on lock. I was like, cool. And she was born.
They're my favourite ones. They're the ones that go, don't worry, just send me a video. I'll copy it from the video. What?
Don't do it like
But
that.
they want me to do a dip. I'm like, oh no, unless there's chips, I'm not doing a dip. Sorry.
Once I get down, that's it. So what's your story, Elektra? What's your side?
Starts the same. Very similar. I was doing an underwear party with Chris Ulwich at the Fanny Bar. Trinity was hosting. And she says to me, have you ever considered doing drag? And I said, is it paid?
Oh,
And then I handed her my business card. And that was my version of the story.
she's a certified businesswoman.
Yes. But then boy, she was trying. She was really trying. A couple weeks later, maybe a week later,
Yeah.
I was walking down Queen Street, which is the city centre here, and I saw this beautiful woman, walking past me. This beautiful island girl walked past me, and I looked back. I was with like a friend of mine. I looked back and I was like, "Did I yell out to you?"
Yeah, because I don't want her to clock me out of drag. And I was like, I'm pretty stealth out of drag. And I was like, I've just got to open my big waha and she's going to spring me. And my other drag daughter at the time was like, should we go in this store? And I said, yes. And then she heard it and then I got sprung.
Oh,
So yeah, a week later, I sprung her out of drag, and then the friendship sort of blossomed.
And now you live together.
Now we lived together after.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So I dropped Keita. I was like, I'm over your shit. And then I moved with, because that crown takes up too much space in the communal spaces. I was over that nonsense. So I left.
Got that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to sit on the lounge anymore. That's for the crown and scepter.
But funny story, everyone thought that we had a fallout because I didn't talk about it, me moving out of Keita's. But there's no drama. We were the best of friends. Me and Anita and Keita have been best friends for 10 years, and they'll never change. But I just wanted to move back to the city to take on more drag work. Oversaturate the market, everyone likes to call it.
Do you know what? Everyone would love to have a fight. Everyone's desperate for us all to be fighting. When you're like, no, we're sisters, it's fine. Oh, really? Well, she said this. And so, sure, okay.
That's because everyone wants drama, like the show. They live for it.
Yeah.
Well, they want the show to continue, don't they?
Yeah, you told her to fuck off. Yeah, I tell her to fuck off all the time. It's fine. We're friends.
Oh, yeah, I tell her that all the time.
That was when I said, good luck to you, Elektra. And Coco went, bitch.
Oh yes, yeah. And people loved that though, didn't they? They were like, "Oh my god!" And Coco and Maxi worked together, and then she just didn't even hug her and say goodbye. Like she just ignored her, and it's such a big thing.
We're not allowed to cross the stage.
Why would she say goodbye to you? Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know.
I just shit myself. I was like this. And our feet were sore. Come on.
Exactly. And what people don't realize is that Coco was an absolute bitch on the show. She really was. She was full on a bully, like bully. I've never actually been bullied more than I have by Coco.
Oh, there was a couple of other ones. Elektra.
Raise your hand. Personally,
I wasn't. I was nice.
I was Regina George.
Maxi was my Miss Congeniality.
Yay!
Oh.
That's okay.
I thought
Coco didn't even vote for me, the fucking bitch.
I thought you would too. Anita was ragging on about it. She's like, I miss congeniality. It's like, you're full of shit, you pathological liar.
I don't think she was Miss Congeniality. I think she was funny. I think she was class clown. I don't think she was Miss Congeniality.
She had a nose for trouble.
Yeah.
She did.
Who? Anita.
Anita, she had a nose for trouble.
We were, because it was the first time that I'd hung out with Anita. And
I'm so sorry that happened.
What you get is this crazy, and you're just like, oh, she's just lovely. But some of the rude stuff she used to come out with, I was like, that's like
she's a right little, yeah.
It's like your year 3 teacher saying rude stuff. How big's his dick? I'm like, what do you mean?
Oh, she went to an all-boys Catholic school, so could you imagine all the suppression that she faced over those years?
Absolutely. I remember the first thing that she ever said to me was the day after the walk-ins, after we all walked in, and the first time we were able to go to set together, and I was walking in front of her, she's like, and it was like, Coco, you have a lovely bottom. Out of nowhere, I was like, oh, thanks, babe. What the fuck?
Are you going to eat it, Anita?
She's a hooligan.
Oh, she's cap. Two caps. Yeah, it was tough to try and thanks, Michael. To try and find feuds. For me, I was I was concentrating so fucking hard. They would say, okay, do this, and I was like, oh shit, because I didn't know that you could come with your verses already written.
Yeah.
I didn't know all that, so I was.
Oh, I still didn't know that.
Yeah.
Neither.
Oh, fuck off.
So when they said
right anyway.
verse, I was like,
shit. Oh, well, fuck.
Thanks,
You see,
Dylan.
I didn't have that much trouble finding feuds.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yes. I loved you and Scarlett going for it.
Oh,
Wow.
God. The elephant in the room.
Someone had to come for it.
Hey, don't
I
say
love
that
it.
when I'm here.
The juice is what I loved it.
But are you
Actually-
friends now?
What?
Are you friends now?
Fuck no.
No. Fuck no.
Oh!
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I did like you when I was eliminated and Scarlett did a split, and you were like, "Oh,
Furious.
I didn't know you had."
And so we're all going to give me shit for doing the splits, but we all know exactly what you're going to do on count 7, 8,
Exactly.
and 9. Fuck my life. Come on.
And I have to
desperate
say,
times call for desperate measures.
I had to
That's
say
right.
that there was at no point were you trying to steal focus. At no point were you trying to Beyonce. It was our dance thing. I was so happy with our dancing. I thought.
Oh, I loved our piece.
Oh, in the group show.
Was all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were fun. I was like, oh, Elektra kept doing the splits. I said, because I can't. Because we can't. Why not?
Yeah,
Let the person that can do the splits do the splits.
Because Karen and Kita can definitely do the splits too, can't they?
Well, they can. They can split costumes.
Split themes.
I can do the splits. I just need ammo.
The
Yes.
thing was though, with that routine, like especially when like we trusted me to choreograph it, like I took that as quite a directorial role. So
Yep.
it was about highlighting everyone's strengths, you know, highlighting the comedy and the comedy girls, and highlighting our personalities and things like that. It wasn't about choreographing for me, but
I
yeah,
thought it
no,
was amazing. And then they were like, you got on the floor and you just did nothing. And I was only on the floor for like 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
there was only like a count of 8 for our verses to fucking write them. So you were on the ground for so long. I was like, what, 3 seconds?
Yeah,
You
were
didn't,
rolling
you didn't do
around.
nothing while you're on the ground. You were struggling to get back up. That's a lot.
But I did. Like, I shook my tits and like, what else? I'm not doing the splits. I'm not doing the. Anyway, it's so confusing, isn't it?
Well, at least you weren't working with Etc. and Scarlett.
Ooh.
Jesus
Whoa.
fucking Christ. Yeah.
They were.
If
fun.
I've
Yeah.
never seen too many cooks in a kitchen, and usually I like too many cooks in a kitchen, but those two working together, absolutely not, and never again. Except on tour.
Won't be visiting the
Jesus.
Imperial anytime soon.
Gosh. Oh my god, they just kept on going for it at each other. I like, Electra, did you get my my letter that I wrote after I was evicted?
I did.
Saying that I knew your name.
Yours was gorgeous. Thank you.
And then like when the episode was released, and that when I was like, oh, Alexa, something about Alexa.
I'll remember your name now, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I wrote in the message, in my note. But then that's the reason why, because James kept on forcing me to call you Alexis the whole time.
I mean, James was a shit stirrer.
She truly was. She was crazy.
Oh, he wanted a wig. James wanted a wig.
And
He wanted to be a part of it. He was like, oh my god, I could see him frothing at the mouth.
He was. If he was your story producer, it was the kiss of death.
I was like, no.
Because the week
She
that
got
I
me,
got
mama.
him,
She got me.
the week I got him was the next week I got left.
Yeah, see, I had one interview with him, and I think I said to someone afterwards, like, I don't want to be interviewed by James.
Yes, bitch.
I was a diva. I have no problem telling you. I was a bit of like I pulled my
I don't
diva
want to-
out when I thought I needed to pull my diva out. I was like, behind the scenes, I'm sorry, that's not going on.
You're good.
I'll play games. I'm more than happy to play games, but I'm sorry, I'm picking the dice. Like, no.
You remember, like, when we're all in the workroom and, like, Art Simone's like, oh, like we don't fight with each other. We don't fight. We're, like, this is, like, Australian drag, whatever. Like, we're all sisters. We're all in this together. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, I've been talking shit about everyone in the cutaways. I'm sorry. I'm like, you all know I love you. I'm just going to talk so much shit about you all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fucking foolish. But my first time. I'm not used to this type of thing.
And I think that was in the same breath, Elektra was like, "You're right, you want it? Let's bring it."
I was like, if you want to fucking go, we'll fucking go. I was just getting nice and introducing myself to you all and getting to meet you all and learn your names. But as soon as I've learned them, I mean, well, you know, fuck you.
Absolutely.
This one, though, when this one gets on, hell hath no fury like a trans woman scorned. It will be a shit hot mess. I'm terrified for any of them.
That's going to be fun.
I just wish I could talk fast or think. I don't It takes me a little bit to reply. I'm like buffering my head always.
Mind you, in that environment, it is hard to, like, I pride myself in being quite quick, but even that, I was like, I should have said
it's
that.
not
I
a
should have said
normal
that.
environment, is it? It's not sitting here drinking and having a bit of banter. It's, okay, girls, go, banter, please.
And fuck you all. As soon as I was evicted, you all got like fucking alcohol in the little you bastards.
Yeah.
That's when the cocktails come out after Jumbo's gone. Good lord, I was so triggered.
I think I remember us having a chat where I said to it was a chat about, you know, what we need to do and da da da. I think I might say, you know, it'd be great if we could have a drink. You know, like I
Yeah.
understand whatever the rules are in the contract, but like it would be great if at that point we could all agree that we can have a drink there, and I think it'll really loosen everybody up, and I think you get what you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was pretty
God.
Come on, Silky.
Come on, Sophie.
Because I think the first week we had booze, I was like, I don't drink, it's fine. And someone else was like, yeah, right, I'll have yours.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That wasn't Keita by any chance, was it?
Oh, probably. You know what she's
Yeah.
like, nicking things.
Oh gosh.
We know.
We know, yeah.
Every day she'd throw some sugar-free Red Bulls in a handbag.
Literally,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Just
I'm usually with her. Yeah.
Just before we were leaving, I was like this. I was like, "Are they doing bag checks today, kiddo?" Oh no, they're not.
Jeez, that's
Oh,
good.
Jesus.
Did you take anything from set when you left? I know Keita's got probably how many cans of fucking got to be glued probably stowed away
8.
somewhere.
8 cans to be exact. A panda, if you're watching. 8 cans.
What did I take? I took
No,
my
I got some.
Snatch game thing.
Mm-mm.
Remind myself how horrible I did.
I've got two gold wig heads from the workroom.
Really?
Oh,
That's
bitch,
so
wasn't that
cute.
fuckery?
I just thought they're going to be kind of cute. I mean, oh, they're cute, you know.
I got lots of snag tights.
Yeah.
I got some
Oh, yeah, I got
makeup,
those too.
but I didn't really because they were watching me when I was packing. Not that I was gonna
Actually, when
steal
I was leaving, they were filling up the skip for Art Simone's comeback. So I added to it. I chucked in a wig. Yeah, I chucked in a wig. That's all.
Did ya?
There's a little
Was
door.
it that brown one?
Yeah.
Was it a brown one?
Yeah.
So that's at Warner Brothers HQ, and now Keita has that.
Oh, cute! God, as if she
Which
didn't
is
win
weird
enough.
because she don't suit brown. Doesn't suit brown.
Make her wear it
she-
then.
Yeah, she's a colourful girl.
Yeah, I'll take it off her hands.
Yes. But it's a good work.
Take that. No, because I didn't take anything. I took my recycled outfit, but I didn't take my handbag. I threw my handbag out of the way.
I have something I think of yours that you left behind.
Which was
Did you leave a bag of like orange giant paillettes?
yeah, I did.
I have those if you ever need
Oh.
them.
No, you can have them.
Okay, I'll make a dress.
Yeah, they're fabulous though, aren't they? Because that was going.
Oh,
fuck!
fuck.
I thought, can you
Bitch.
dress these? I thought they're going to go thrown in something.
Well, I was going to do the prawn, just where the organza, because that organza section was actually a coat that I hot glued to the bottom 20 minutes before we went on runway. Thank God they didn't film that. And I was going to join it so that you couldn't see it with those paillettes. So it looked like scales, but you know.
Because see,
Why
things
that-
like that, I mean, we missed that. We were on opposite sides of the workroom for so long, though. Like, you know, like, I would love to know what happened over the other side.
We were because Karen and I, where we were getting ready, the big
Air conditioning.
aircon was, and we'd be like sitting there and it'd be like windy, like it's so cold, it's so cold. Why is it so cold? It's like freezing. There's a RuPaul likes it cold. It's so cold. When the back girls are cold, it's cold.
I remember the time RuPaul walked into the workroom and goes, "Oh, we couldn't spring for aircon."
Yeah, can we stretch the budget to get some aircon?
Hey,
That was heaven.
So apparently they had to have the aircon on in that warehouse that we filmed in for like 10 days beforehand to cool the concrete pad so that it was sufficiently cold for RuPaul.
Really?
Yeah.
Heaven.
The power.
The power.
Do you know what? I want to be that rich. I want to be that rich, don't you?
No, I want to be over rich.
Oh. Now, Oprah Rich is next level. Once you get to Oprah status, then you've got a whole thing of, you know, you've got disciples and stuff like that.
Is Oprah a billion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to eat her.
That'd be so crazy being a billionaire. Like, that's more money than you need, right?
Yeah. And she's so humble.
Yeah.
I call them money hoarders.
Yeah. She's saving it for the lockdown. She knew it was coming. She knew it was coming.
But
Fucking
imagine
hell.
being just in her compound. Like, you were like, all of us are like locked down. Oh, I'm going crazy. Oprah's going
I'd
crazy.
have a house with a hedge. Fucking on a compound.
Tora just said that it's RuPaul's show, so she's allowed to be in charge of the aircon.
That's right.
She's got the remote.
She's got the remote.
Yeah.
Channel.
So cold. Oh,
Like how cold? Like temperature-wise.
It's shivery cold. Freezing.
I love the cold, so I would have been fine.
Me too.
so do I.
And you guys have snow in New Zealand, don't you?
Yes, down south.
See,
Yeah,
like
down in Queenstown.
even in winter here, when Maxi and I do a show, I come off stage absolutely fucking dripping. And it's
Sweat.
not because
Yeah.
I partied the week before, but like something happens. And I'm just
well.
But yeah, like I drip. When it drips it pours.
Yeah.
But it just happens.
So when it's cold over there, is it still humid over there, or is it like cold air, or is it still humid and cold?
No, it's
No, it's
only
just
humid when
cold.
it's hot here.
The
Yeah,
what?
it's only humid when it's hot. It's usually
Right.
when it's cold. It's quite. At the moment, it's quite cold. Isn't it? It's cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
No, I
Have you been
it
cold
doesn't,
today?
does it get humid when it's cold over there
No.
in New
No.
Zealand? Oh, okay.
No.
I was like, oh wow, okay, cold humidity. That would be strange.
no. It's usually like when it's cold here, it's usually there's ice on the mountains and it blows
Oh,
towards us. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Fucking
fucking
hell.
freezing.
Yeah.
Like Queenstown, like we would be like this week would all be in Queenstown. It'll be like ice from the mountains being blown towards us.
Oh my god. Oh.
No. I went to Melbourne like a while ago and it was fucking freezing down there. And I like stupidly only took fucking thongs, shorts, a shirt, and a jumper. Not thinking that I was going to go out like as a boy or anything. Next thing you know, like the Poofs of crew are like taking me out to a fucking theater and here's me in thongs. Oh my god, I was so embarrassed. Oh my god. So embarrassing. Jesus.
You should have just went in drag.
Pardon?
Should have just went in drag.
Yeah, but I only took one out I only took the outfits I was going to be wearing the next day. So yeah. I was happy to like stay at, like in the hotel and just get trade or something. But yeah, they're like, no, you gotta see Melbourne, I was like, okay, well I've never been here before, so that's nice.
And
Was
now,
Karen with you?
Pardon?
Was Karen with you?
No, none of those girls were. They were I guess busy that day, as they are. You know, finances, work, that old thing.
something better on.
They're busy.
Because are you guys close with everyone from the show still? Like, I know we have our big group chat, which we close chat, but are you guys, like, are you closer with anyone since the show, or are you just the same?
I'd say I'm a little bit closer with etc. I
Yeah,
talk to
me
her a
too.
little bit more often
Yeah.
than I used to.
Okay.
And JoJo.
Yeah.
And Anita and Keita. Or actually more Anita than Keita. I tend to not message Keita because I just think she's busy with stuff and that's fine.
She's not, girl. She's not. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
I live with her, so I can literally predict what she's doing right now.
Heaven.
And
But
Karen,
other than that,
I speak to Karen sort of ish regularly, but everyone else, no.
Yeah, Karen
Yeah.
sends me the old, like, little message, like a little catch-up, check-on message. She goes, hey, girl, just checking in with how you are. She gives me a video call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Was that just recently? Was that just the other week?
Yes.
Yeah, me
that's what we're talking
too.
about. Oh, she must have it on her calendar. I'll check on the girls.
God. Can you video chat on WhatsApp?
Yes.
Yeah.
We should totally do that.
We should do that.
I mean,
Yeah,
until like
I
after the
Yeah. Well, there's one that doesn't interact with us.
Who's that?
Art Simone.
Does she not
She only
interact?
interacts with herself and a
No, not
pussycat.
really.
It was funny. It was funny because after you guys had wrapped your production, obviously the last remaining group of girls couldn't fly out of New Zealand.
Yeah.
So we had a barbecue at our house and they all came over, which was quite fabulous. Like, love them. And when I met Scarlett, I'm going there, watch me.
Take me there,
When I
bitch.
met Art,
You can, Mama. You can, Mama.
she's, I understand, like, Art's lovely. She is lovely. But she's interesting to say the least.
There's a disconnect. I talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
Like, there's a disconnect. Like, what is this? Like, what? You know.
But funny story, when I met Scarlett, I go to Kid, I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to her about her show that she did. And Kid was like, don't do it. I was like, what? I'm going to talk about her trans show that she did. Because I didn't know what had happened until I punched it up onto Google. And I was like, oh. And then she was shading Elektra. And I was like, hi, I'm Trinity Ice. I'm Elektra's mum. And her whole life kind of flashed before her when I said that. But when I got them drinking, out of all of those top girls, I will give the most credit and respect to Karen. The other two, not so much. And like, they're nice people, but I feel like they had hidden agendas in my eyes, and that's okay.
There was
Yeah,
very much. Yeah.
Very that.
There was
Oh, sorry.
one. I think there was the week before I was eliminated. Someone came in and was like, you know, I have to be top three. I have to be top three. This is it. There's no other way. I can't do it. This has to happen, blah, blah, blah. And I sort of thought through all this stress, I thought, like, it's like, if I can get to top three, I'm very happy, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it if I don't get it. It's like, it's like, I'm going to do my best. But if it just doesn't happen, it's still just a TV show, guys. Like, you know, just because you come first doesn't mean you're any better than me, and it doesn't write off the 25 years I've been doing drag. Like,
well, it's reality television.
Exactly. But there were some that were just after the crowd, weren't they?
Yeah.
The thing that's really interesting, the thing that's really interesting seeing the show as an audience member and often watching my three best friends representing New Zealand, it was interesting that people relied solely on what they did outside the competition than what they applied in the competition. So when people were eliminated, such as Art, who were just stopped off because your snap game was absolute shit, like just tea out there, I was just like, that has no reflection on your drag outside of this competition. You're still a stunning, great performer, you're a great aesthetic, you're very well polished, but that has no relevance to the situation at hand.
What's happening?
And that's what I thought when producers were like, oh, she'll take a huge knock purely because of her talent outside of this. I was like, yeah, but like when you come in, every queen has one chance and one chance only across the board. So when you bring one queen back after a POC queen has knocked her out, and girl, high five to that. But it's like, do you know what I mean? It was kind of like we're making two different sets of rules for one game that's played at hand.
Yeah.
When they brought Art Simone back, I was like so upset. Or I wasn't upset, I was pissed off because like I felt like knocking her out of the competition was the only good thing that I did on the show. And then of course they're gonna like bring her back. And I knew when I knocked her, when I kicked her out, that like it was way too early for her to be kicked out of Drag Race. And then watching the episode and seeing her come back, I was like, oh, of course they fucking do. Like, why wouldn't they? Like, They've
As
got
soon as
to,
she
like,
popped out and came back, that was when I went, oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm the underdog. Do you know what I mean? And you watch from that episode, everyone really settles into their roles. It settles into the drama, you know, everyone really and it does sort of take off, you know, banter-wise, you know, because everyone knows what they're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
And when everyone else was all excited about Art coming back, I was like going, yeah, right, she's back. Okay, what can I make? What can I use to make a
But that was a
dress?
sewing challenge, wasn't it?
I was like, yeah, right, okay, cool. Okay, I can use that, right. I was shit myself so hard.
Your dress out of the ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Have it. I love that.
Thanks.
When you came out with that red hair. I love red hair
I
now.
felt gorgeous that day. I was so, like, I know there's a few things that I was pissed I didn't win, like the dance challenge, I would have loved to win, all that sort of stuff. But that one, I was like, fuck you. TV-wise, you've all been giving me shit, and then I've just made this. I was like, look at me.
Yes.
I am a woman today.
Yeah. And that was the same with me.
Ah.
I learned how to sew, and I made this.
Yeah.
Come on. What more do we need to do?
Absolutely stunning.
Oh my
That
God.
was hands down. I would wear that. I would go to Look Sharp and buy those plastic bags just to reenact that bloody look. I did actually. Funny story. I bought those same bags when I moved house for my drag. Just saying. I bought those bags in the drag room.
Because part of the story that I told RuPaul, but it didn't quite make it, was that it was like a rite of passage for drag queens in Australia that we call those drag bags. And you would start and you'd have all your shit and you'd go to a booking and, you know, after two nights, the straps would break, so you'd end up safety pinning together. The zips are broken straight away. But you still use them and they're tough as nails.
Yeah.
They're the only thing that hold a fucking ruffle coat.
Exactly.
We call them Hong Kong shoppers over here.
Oh, really?
I know that's not appropriate, but like the old queens that are before our generation, they call them that.
Yeah.
But, you know what?
Or
Have you
just
been to Hong Kong?
shoppers. Just
Have you been to
shoppers.
Hong Kong?
No.
There's lots of those bags over there.
That's why I'm trying to keep me in check.
There's
I clocked that.
heaps.
Cute.
But there was
we're in
even
Milan.
like just like before, even I was saying to Coco when she was like, you know, I just don't want to come across as, and I was like, yeah, but this is a TV show. It's not going to negate the years of fabulousness that you've been delivering every single weekend or every single night here in Sydney. You know, you got eliminated.
But you were Coco because you were genuine.
Pardon? Well, I was going to say that earlier when we were talking about Art Simone self-producing herself. But like that's the thing. Like in Sydney, it's so hard to like remain true to yourself without having to like change and like swap who you are like to please other people. And like that's one thing that I like take pride in. And like I never. This is my first time like trying to put my best self forward. But prior to Drag Race, I never tried to be the best. The only thing I tried to be good at was just like being my best self and just not having to change to make other people happy. And then getting onto Drag Race and then like seeing like the other girls, but like seeing those girls like act the way they did on camera in comparison to the way they were off camera. But now I understand why they did it, because like when the episode aired, everyone perceives them as that, which makes sense. Yeah.
But I don't know if it works in their favor.
It doesn't.
Do you know what I mean? Like your
Well, that
laugh,
means nothing.
I do have to say that the interactions I had with Art on camera and like off camera were fabulous. Really, really fabulous. Like we had nice little chuckles, we had some inside jokes and what have you. So when I saw all that, obviously I wasn't paying attention as
Have
much.
you had
as
much
I probably-
sin?
No, not at all. But
Maxi, I think, like all of us can probably say, have a huge amount of respect for you because I know you say yourself, you are an old girl and you've done work that before us we would dream of doing. Do you know what I mean? Like we all knew your name when I first started going, Maxi Shield, Maxi, it was this name. I hadn't even seen you, but I'd heard of you. Do you know what I mean?
I had heard about Maxi 5 years into my career through Tess when I did my first pageant at Naval years ago. And Tess would go, girl, she's got these big prosthetic tits. And I'm like, and here's me being a dumb queen going, is she on hormones?
Oh, bitch.
And then years later, when you came over and Tess was like, Maxi and Chelsea, I'm like, you're full of shit, you old bitch. And then when I met you both, I was like, whoa, her tits are so huge. And that was your brand. That was you as a person. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so lovely. And I remember meeting you, and I was like, oh my god, like this is a queen from Sydney. Where queens in Auckland, like when you meet a queen from international from Australia, it's like, whoa, like that drag is just so elevated. Like it blew my mind.
mind you, that was so much fun. It was at Phoenix Bar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did I do that?
And the
'Cause
changing room.
I think I did the yodel. Did I do the yodel?
Oh,
I did something, and Chelsea did Hopelessly Devoted beforehand.
yeah.
And ripped all these pearls everywhere.
Yes, right.
It's like fucking Chelsea.
She's a dag, Chelsea, honestly.
She's so cat.
She's cat.
But Coco, I think Coco's buffing. Coco.
Has she paid her Telstra bill?
No, well, she may not have. Coco. Hi, Stacey. Coco. Because before our lockdown, I said to Coco, that we're going to have to come over for a few days to New Zealand.
Oh, yes, please do.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
We lost her.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you used to totally come over. Yeah.
And just
speak to Wiggles and Keto if you do come over and get you slotted in or some sort of something around you guys. Yeah.
Which would be just great fun because I desperately want to see everyone outside of the ridiculousness that we had to experience.
Oh, yeah.
It was really nice actually after the show aired when the girls were stuck here for a few days, and I'd left the day before, but so the day that they were doing the finale, I came back to do my little post-interview thing. So there was only one day that I wasn't on set. So it was the day after they finished the finale, and then me and Karen went to a comedy show together. We went to see Reese's comedy show.
Oh, heaven!
And so we had drinks and catched up, and then we had a drink with Reese afterwards, and it was sort of this weird sort of like, whoa, what did we just walk out of? Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Have you heard of Reese or seen Reese beforehand?
I had watched Reese's Netflix comedy special.
Yeah.
And I thought he was hilarious. I thought he was a fantastic judge as well. I obviously love Ripper, love Michelle, respect them both. But Reese was the best judge on that panel. He was the most genuine, the most funny, the most into what we were doing, and he judged it as he saw it. There was no agenda in his judging. I loved it.
He wasn't biased because he's actually good friends with Karen. Yeah.
Well, he was as new to it as we all were. He said to us afterwards, he's like, it was as scary and terrifying for him as it was for us.
Because he was...
absolutely. Being like the guest judge of fucking Drag Race Down Under, if he wasn't on his shit, the fan base would have ripped him to shreds like that. Who was that? That Jeffrey Boyd Chapman? Is that him?
Yeah.
From Canada? Oh my God. And he could have been in the same position as that. So that's really scary. And sorry about cutting out before. I've just finished my credit. I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi.
Shit.
You're such a
Times
Times
are tough.
Times are tough.
Please buy a badge down below.
I don't know what badges are.
Mind you, we did badges last week, and it was like it's a new thing, and I don't
What do they do?
Well, we get this is like it's like a little tippy thing.
Okay.
but it like I don't. It doesn't come out like it's not a month. It's like every month or something,
Yeah.
and it's weird. I'm trying to work it out. So who knows? Give it a go. Can't hurt. We're not working. You know.
Yeah, that's what we're figuring out now as well, is how we work from home. Me and Trin, I think next week are going to launch our bingos online again. So, because every week we do a couple of bingos around certain bars in Auckland, but I think next
I
week
love
we're
seeing
going
you
to
guys do it. Oh my god! I saw that video of you falling off the fucking bar.
Oh my god. I was like, oh my god, my nest egg is about to get damaged.
Yes.
So when she did that the
yeah.
first time, Trinity, what did you do?
What's that? Sorry?
When she jumped off the bar into a split the first time, what did you do? Like,
The thing is, like, because I know what Electra's like, and I knew that she'd do something, when she got on the bar, I was like, oh, she's going to be pussy popping. And then when she did, I was like, oh, that's a keeper. I was like, do that at every gig, girl.
Oh, fuck,
Oh, you're
yeah.
fired.
does it hurt?
Not booking her. No, it doesn't.
Heaven! Sorry. I can't wait to come over there. We're gonna have so much fun together.
Well, that's what I was just saying, Coco. That I was saying that we were talking about going over for a few days and just hanging out.
Yeah, I want to barbecue. I want to do everything. I want alcohol. Is marijuana legal over there?
Yes.
Heaven.
No, it's not.
Oh, I mean, people of the land can get away with it.
That's okay. You know Trinity now. It's fine.
I want to go there.
Times life matter.
I want to live there.
It's one of those yeah, nah things.
I love it. I'm here for it.
You slip the officer a 20 or a gobby, either, or both, and then he'll be fine.
I volunteer as tribute. Right,
Trin
Maxi?
hasn't paid for a taxi home in 4 years.
5.
I just keep on giving my Uber drivers tips. I mean...
No, they've got to give you the tip, darling.
Yeah,
That's
she
how it
does.
works.
This much tip.
No, this much. I'm no stranger to a smudged lipstick. Let's say that.
Yeah, neither is Keita. Ask her about grey mouth.
Cheeky, I love it.
And he was. I jumped onto one of Keita's lives, and in the middle of her saying that she doesn't do that, and Trinity was there going like this. What?
I was like, don't tell your followers that you're this innocent white, cis gay man. I was like, I've known you for 10 years, girl. You haven't changed one bit at all. I got 10 years. I got 10 years of Dropbox on you. Don't try me, Queen.
Oh, butter knife.
Oh, so it's great. What's grey mouth? Someone said that grey mouth is dodgy.
No. But grey mouth is kind of like you picture like Priscilla, that scene where they walk into that bar. Like it's very that. Like it's an old mining town. So when you drive down the main drag, everything is like demolished, and like it's a very like it doesn't turn over lots of money in that town. It's now turned to fisheries. So it's like it's a very backwoods town, but the fucking locals are out of control.
Oh, are they?
Are they into it?
And the best terms ever. What do you call them? Loons. That's what they're like in Greymouth. Lots of loons.
Or also, was it in Darwin? They're called dragon slayers.
Oh my god!
Because they slay the drags with their swords.
Some of them have hand knives.
Oh, really?
Bitch. Okay, wait till my trade story, when we finish. Oh my lord.
Oh my god!
Go!
We at the end of like every Fanny's episode, we always end with trade stories.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we've never watched.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so that's the thing. Every episode, like when we finish, we always end with trade stories. But like I don't know. I don't
Is
want
this
to
like your one in the phone booth? Have you
Wait.
told your phone booth one that we learnt I got told on Drag Race?
I got one. I've got one.
Yeah, you
Should I-
told that one.
I told this like on our first Fanny's, but one night I was on Oxford Street, drunk as fuck. I think it was like my very first time going out after COVID, and I was absolutely wasted. And this like, it was real late, and I was like up near Stonewall Hotel, and this like car like speeding and like stopped across the road from me. And these guys jumped out, and like I don't know what happened or how it happened, but next thing you know, I was giving him a blowjob in a phone booth that like it didn't have any walls or anything. It was just like a little like thing at the side of the road. And then next thing you know, like he like fucks off, jumps in the car speeds off, and then it comes back the opposite way with police cars like chasing them. Now I tell everyone that it was a stolen car.
It's like an anti-criminal. They
So
swapped
hot.
him up for DNA.
Well, that wasn't the time that you were at the Oxford and the guy said he had a big dick, and he kept chasing you across the road.
Maxi! Okay, wait. Are we going into trade stories? Is this what it is?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? We got,
Okay.
we're up to, was it almost 7:40? So it's 8:40 over there. Is it
All right.
9:40? 9:40.
9:40, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
9:38.
9:40.
Okay, well, for my trade story this week, I'm going to take you on a spiritual journey back to when I was 16. I don't remember the year. But my mum had gone away, and like it was me and my older brother staying at home by ourselves, and like we had to go like do some grocery shoppings. So we went to Woolworths, and which is called, what's it called? Countdown.
Countdown.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I think I still have the app on my phone. But we went to Woolies, and like we were getting some like groceries and shit, and I got some chocolate as well. And I accidentally dropped it and like bent over to pick it up. And when I bent over, I backed up on someone. And then
Of course you did.
but
I mean, you do have a nice bottom.
Anita's giving you
Thanks,
5 stars.
But then like when we got home, somehow the guy that I bumped into found me on MySpace. And then while we were there, like while we were at home, my brother and my friend who was staying over that night started messaging him on MySpace, and like I don't know how it happened, but later on they came into my bedroom and they're like, "Hey Luke, like you're going for a drive." I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You're going for a drive with someone." I was like, "Okay, why?" And he's like, "You'll find out when you get to your destination." I was like, "What?" And then like this car rocks up. My older brother puts me in the car, and it was a Range Rover, and the number plates were Panama. And when he put me into the car, my fucking older brother gives me a fucking knife. And I was like, what is going on? And he's like, I'll see you when you get back. Mwah, mwah, and gave me like kisses. And then off I went, and he drove me to like the beach headland and had fun. Didn't need the knife. But and then like he came back home, dropped me off. But the funny thing is, the other day he started fucking messaging me on fucking Instagram.
What?
That is so crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god! Like, oh my god! I'm like, ooh, so yeah, wild, so crazy. I'm shaking. I'm stimulated. But yeah, wild.
Oh God, whose turn is it now?
Holy dooly.
I'll do one. She'll have
Yes,
second
Trinity.
Trinity, I expect good from you, please.
Yes.
Years ago, when I was a working girl, I was working in a parlor with another girl. We used to do like doubles together, and she came into the room and I was doing my makeup, and she goes to me, "There's a client coming. He wants both of us. Just go with the flow." And I was like, "Sure, okay." Anyways, she goes into the kitchen, and like, because we worked in this apartment, and she put a double sheet, like a sheet out onto the ground, and she put a bottle of 2.5 litre Coke in the middle of the sheet. I know. And because I'm still doing my makeup, and she comes and goes, sis, he's 2 minutes away. I was like, okay, cool. So I chucked on my wig, and then I came out, and she goes, just act really cash. I was like, okay. So he comes up, he knocks on the door, he comes in, and he was absolutely so bloody beautiful. I was like, oh, yes. But I was like, what's with that Coke bottle on the floor on that sheet? And then he puts the money on the counter, and then the girl, my sister, grabs it. And then he literally pulls his pants down, goes over the Coke bottle, and just literally death drops onto this bottle, takes it fully in his ass, and then looks up at us and goes casually, how's your day going? I'm like, and because I'm kind of new to the industry, I was like, this is fucked. And I literally just couldn't, I was just like, don't ask how I am, how is your hole? Sugar-free. But it was just the physics of just taking the Coke bottle. I was just so blown away. I was like, it was fucked.
Is that what else did he do? Did he do anything or just sat there
What an
fizzing?
No, he just
eye-opening
like sat, he just sat there perched on it, asking how our day was, but kind of flexing up and down on it.
Oh my god.
It was the most weirdest experiences of my life to this day, and I've done some fucked up
Wow.
shit, but that is by far takes the cake. Long story short, I still see him when I go to Invercargill.
Hot! I love it! Yes, bitch!
All I'm going to say to you girls is bottoms up.
Where's your ginger beer?
No, I'm off the booze. Yeah, I've only. Hey, Claus in a box. I had those. You know how I have one drink a week? Even that's too much for me. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can't do it.
Yep.
So this one is, well, it's not about me, but it is a trade story. So a friend of mine from, I can say Newcastle, from the Newcastle way.
It was Jojo. It was Jojo.
No, it wasn't Jojo.
Aw.
Wasn't Jojo. Anyway, so she used to pick up, she'd be in drag and she'd be driving along, she'd pick up people, you know, surfies and all that and say, oh, well, you know, have you ever been with a girl like me before? And they'd be like,
Wait,
no.
is this me?
Do you want to? It's Sheila. Do you want to? Oh, maybe. Well, let's get in the back. So they'd get in the back. Anyway, she'd suck him off. And at one point, she'd sucked him off and he'd blown all down sort of the door. So, okay, dropped him off him. Anyway, probably a week or so later, she's taking her nieces to the supermarket. Oh, no, she wasn't. She didn't take her nieces to the supermarket. She took her mum and dad somewhere. And her mum's like, oh, bloody hell, what's going on here? Have you had the kids in the back? And they've spilled ice cream all over this back door.
Oh!
Mum, no. Mum, no.
Oh my god.
Keep going, man, you're winning.
You'll
This
get
is
it off.
This is the same person that ate like a whole thing of chocolate ice cream and was sucking a guy off in the front seat and he went, oh! And then the guy ended up wearing all this chocolate ice cream.
Oh my god.
Haven't seen
Oh, those were the days. You can't do it anymore.
I just don't have those trade stories. I do have though. I used to know when Mum was a working girl, and used to live in Mount Eden, and this was my early days of drag. Is that every day I would go around to Mum's house in Mount Eden. We'd practice makeup, we'd watch movies, and she used to show me all the old movies, and she showed me Priscilla, and she showed me all the things. But then if Mum ordered us a pizza, Mum would say, oh, I'm ordering a pizza. And I was, oh, okay. You know, what pizza do you want? She'd say, we get your pepperoni, and your pizza would arrive, and you'd go and sit in the car. because Mum had to work. So we would sit in the car, me and my drag sister at the time, and we had a pizza, and Mum would order us pizza in a row. We'd go sit in the car, and we'd sit there in the pizza, and we'd see someone walk past the rearview mirror, up the stairs, into the in a flat, and out again, and then Mum would come down and knock on the car window and say, "Come in now." We'd come inside, and we'd finish watching Too Long Fu.
Heaven.
But in my defense, I would say give Mum 5 minutes, and I would always be finished just under 5 minutes.
What was best though was this. So it's what the fucking rate was for the half hour, this much for the full. Central body slide, yes. Short
yeah.
hour, no problem, my darling, bringing in cash, da da da. So she's booked for an hour, so we're going to sit in the car for an hour. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We were back in that house, sitting on the couch watching television.
knows her way around a booking.
Yeah, great workout.
Well, yeah, I was like, I'm not going to take my clothes off. What I am going to do is that my beautiful muscle group, which is in this right hand, are going to service you, and you're going to look deep in my eyes. We're going to have that connection for about 2 minutes, and you're going to come. Can't you tell my love? Next.
Right,
Don't keep your dick hands strong.
Last one gets to do the dishes.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, that's our fannies already. Thank you so much for chatting to us so much.
It was good to see you,
guys.
bye.
We need to do this again, whether not on live, but just on WhatsApp or whatever it is. We need to keep catching
yes,
it.
Please.
I'm going to look into it.
As soon as it opens up, because I guess the tour will probably be postponed to next year sometime. But once we can travel, they're even saying that it could be international by December. Who knows? But first opportunity, Jumbo and I are coming over to visit. So
yeah.
Yes.
We'll make it.
We have a barbecue.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
And buffet.
And buffet.
Coco, do you eat island foods?
Bitch, yes. You know I do.
Did you not
I love
ask me
that.
because you know the answer already, Trinity?
No, do you eat, Maxi, do you eat seafood?
Oh, no, I don't. Oh, no.
He sees food and she eats
There
it.
you go.
I'll have some calamaris.
Triggered.
They don't. Look at that rotten one. So everyone who's listening, make sure you get Elektra's got some great. Do you still have merch? Sold out. Well, no, hers sells out quickly because she's not going through Merch Mother.
Oh, yeah, true.
I do have merch now. Yeah, I've been doing small runs. I've been doing like I did like a 50 to 100 of my first t-shirt, and now I've got another like 100 t-shirts out. So yeah, I do have new merch out. It's on Sound Merch. So if you Google Sound Merch Electric Shock, it'll come up in Google.
Sound Merch.
Or you go to my Instagram. It's in the link in the bio. Yeah, there's some t-shirts there. There's some t-shirts. I'll be doing things, you know.
Support a sister guy. Merch.
Buy some merch.
Buy some merch.
Because I've got some new merch coming out soon, which will be good. Because I thought, like, I want...
That in me? Yes, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Asking for a friend.
I need that type of merch. I need some microphone merch. So
Yes.
I got Misha doing some stuff for me.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
Always
always
a sex toy developer and have it vibrate.
Oh my god, you should get dildos in the shapes of microphones. Oh wait.
Well, what's his name?
There goes my brain.
House of Dizzy that did my earrings. We're gonna work on some microphones.
Good.
Cool.
They're gonna be big though, don't they?
Yeah, big and bold.
Yeah.
Big and
I'll buy
bold.
those.
At the least.
I'll wear them.
Yeah, delicate. Always pack a secret weapon. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in.
Love you guys. Great to see you.
Stay safe. Get back. Thank you, Coco, getting vaccinated.
Oh my god, I got
vaccinated.
vaccinated.
I love that.
I can't find the hole. Never good.
Story of my life, girl. Story of my life.
Amen, sis.
Because I tell you what, as soon as those doors open, us sluts are out.
Yeah.
Pussy
Girls
first,
gone
pussy
wild.
first. Exactly. Bye, girls. Bye.
All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.